shove it up your vegan face. He'll do a lot more stuff in the new year unless you're dead. People love different foods. Organic chicken is a snooze. I want more grease and I want more chocolate cake.
Alright guys, so that was Christmas is Here by the Bad Lip Reading YouTube channel. I really find, I mean, that's an instant classic. They had a very, very original idea of taking clips of Donald Trump and changing it and dubbing over it with a funny voice that says things that are a little goofy, a little absurd. And I really think, like, taking the piss out of Donald Trump is very important these days. It's a very rare thing for people to do, and I think it's important that we all take time out of every single day and every single video that we make to take the piss out of Donald Trump, because no one's done it before. There's just not enough people being vocal about the fact that Donald Trump is a fascist and that we need to shit on him 100% of our lives and make it basically the biggest possible deal that we can, because it's the most important thing in America right now. It's very important, guys.
I mean, I really couldn't agree more, and nothing really gets me in the Christmas spirit quite like hearing that classic tune. So thank you for playing that for us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It brings the holidays to life. If you know what I mean.
This is a very, I mean, we haven't shied away from being honest about the fact that this is a very liberal radio station. This is 520 Radio, the most liberal radio station in the galaxy.
We have received criticism for this, but I feel like that's not a reason to give up.
Yeah, we're taking a stand. We're being one of the strong, brave few. One of the strong, brave few to take a stand for the rights of liberals and to really make our voice, our very quiet voice, heard among the crowd of roaring supporters of Donald Trump, because the liberals just are a very, very quiet voice these days, and we need to shout loud to be heard.
Yeah, I mean, the right wing really has us, you know, they're so much more vocal. We really need to speak up.
So we just want you, the listeners, to know that it's okay to stand up. It's okay to defend yourself in these times, and to let people know that you are not going to let Donald Trump divide us.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna post on my Facebook wall about it right now. I'm gonna let everybody on my friends list know that if you think Donald Trump is fit for leadership, or if you voted for Donald Trump, please unfriend me and kill yourself immediately.
Yes, please kill yourself, preferably by autoerotic asphyxiation, because I think that's embarrassing and degrading. And go fuck yourself and die. That being said, here is an a cappella cover of Vertigo by U2. Hello, hello! Oh no! I'm at a place called Vertigo! I take a shit and put it in my body for you! Give me something I can feel! Yeah!
Wow.
Alright guys, that's an intro to Digibros. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed YouTube.
God. I hope you guys are having a blast.
It's an honor to have someone like Bono on this show singing an a cappella cover of one of his own songs. It's pretty fascinating.
Honestly.
Anyone, we need to start having people call into Digibros and say funny stuff and do Bono impersonations and shit. Guys, if there's anyone in the audience who's funny, like confirmed funny, like no joke funny, send us a voicemail.
Who are they gonna send a voicemail to?
To me, I'll figure it out. Anyways,
okay.
Send me something on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter. And I'll work on getting your voicemail on the show. We need voicemails. That's really gonna tie this show together. Fuck!
And then dying. Dying is also gonna tie the show together.
We're gonna start doing voicemails because we're a radio show now. So we'll do voicemails, but only if you're funny. I'm not gonna air it if it's not funny. Well, maybe I will anyways, even if it's not funny, because who cares? This is Digibros. Who gives a
Does
fuck?
anyone really give a shit?
No.
Like, actually?
You know what? Just send me a voicemail. I might put
Anything.
it in, I might
Literally
not.
anything.
Literally anything. Just
it can
fart.
be your dog
Just
barking
fart
for
into
all
the
we give a
microphone.
shit.
I'll put it in. Fuck it. I don't care. Suck a dick. Get fucked.
Get fucked. Send us a
What
voicemail
was my
of your
standard
cat
for
having
quality?
diarrhea. Whatever.
Someone's gonna be like, oh man, this voicemail of a cat farting, that's the last straw, Vic and Hope. I'm done watching this channel. That's it. I'm done.
If that really was the last straw, then I don't know how you lasted this long.
Yeah. I mean, I just did an acapella Bono impersonation. Like, why are you still here?
A very valid question.
The desperate few that survive. We appreciate you. We love you.
That's right.
Don't leave us.
The real
Oh
fans.
my God.
God fucking damn it.
Alright, guys. Back to Digibros.
Yeah.
Alright, stop it. We have to give the quality content, Hope. We have
This
to do
is
we have to give the quality
quality.
content. Every episode, we have like 5 minutes at the top where we just bullshit around.
What
And
do
then I
you
listen
mean?
to it back and I go like, man, we are the worst. I am an awful man.
I think you mean the best.
Nah, I don't criticize us that harshly. I know it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing in this world
whose
matters.
standards are we really applying ourselves to?
If we spent as much time talking about how bad this show is as we did, like, actually talking about anything else, I don't know. We spent a lot of time criticizing our own show. This is
This
a
is
fact.
very true.
We spent a significant amount of time at the top of most episodes talking about how we suck and how the show is terrible.
But doesn't that by default make us better than most other shows that
Yeah.
don't talk about how terrible they are?
And then...
Doesn't that make us better than Young Sheldon?
Yes. And it's so that all of the fans will reassure us of how good we are in the comments of every single episode ever.
Self-deprecating talk
Which, guys,
at the top of the episode.
no matter how much Victor self-deprecates, you don't have to comment that you really enjoy the show anymore, because like it
but
happens
Victor
all
will
the
like
time.
it if you do.
Yeah. Well, I mostly appreciate comments discussing the things we've talked about, but I also appreciate compliments too.
Yeah.
Just saying, appreciate it. Well, you don't have to.
Appreciate you. Well, Victor, over the break, we've been playing a video game.
What did we play?
We've been playing...
Phantasy Star Universe. You're right. I've been playing Phantasy Star Universe.
I said we, not you.
You watched me. It was fascinating, huh?
Oh,
Aren't I the
yeah.
best boyfriend? Making you watch me play 10-year-old games that aren't even really good.
Well, the first half of playing Phantasy Star Online was playing how the fuck do we get the controller to work.
Yeah, that was like a whole day. And it turns out I had other controller drivers somehow being read by my computer. Some fucking computer shit, Some bullshit. Because that's what computers are, is bullshit. It's just a constant stream of shit until you want to die. That's what computers do to you.
Shit until you die.
That's basically the gist of what a computer is. It's just a nightmare machine that makes you hate yourself and your life. I'm sure Macs are the same, if you get really deep into them.
I mean, probably.
I
Yeah,
have a PC,
I mean...
and PC's a special pain in the ass, but I'm sure Macs are just fucking bad.
More or less.
Well... Here, I guess the difference is with the PC you can do all kinds of stuff and it gets really complicated and it becomes a giant pain in the ass and you end up doing things that you didn't know you were doing and you end up fucking up all this stuff and you don't even know where the fuck things came from and everything becomes a giant fucking clusterfuck. And with Macs you just can't do anything, so it's fine.
You can
It's all
either
clean.
do everything and fuck yourself or do nothing and fuck
you can
yourself.
do all kinds of shit that's complicated. You can end up digging yourself into a hole and creating weird problems that you're not sure how you created, or you can just do nothing. So, good
You
luck.
have two options, folks.
Yeah. You can either, build a computer from scratch out of random scrap parts and some stuff that's old and some stuff that's new and it's just a giant fucking bargain bin clusterfuck, or you can just not have a computer because you can't afford to buy a Mac.
Or you could
There
just
you
die.
go. That's them's the beans. So, yeah, anyway, what's the game we've been playing?
Phantasy Star Universe.
No.
Yeah, stopped you in your tracks, didn't I, bitch?
Game? I'm sorry.
You love the pause of just... Yeah.
Because the memeing is over. I'm sorry. We got at a good tangent.
We've been playing Night in the Woods.
Yeah, I mean, we're not that far in it.
No,
yet.
we've only played a couple hours. But this is a game that I had been keeping tabs on for a couple years since I saw some screenshots, because I really liked the art style. It's got, like, you know, the animal characters, main characters, like a little cat girl. It's pretty cool. The background art's all really neat, and the colors are all really neat.
The art is amazing.
And I was like, this looks dope. So, it had been out for about a year, and I never bought it, because,
I didn't even know it was out for that long.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. But I never had a PC, or a PlayStation 4, so I never bought it. And so we were hanging out on the snow day, and Vic was like, oh, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, let's play Night in the Woods. So we got it, and we're playing it, and it looks beautiful. It's gorgeous and fantastic to look at, but it is absolutely a game for fucking trash babies.
Yeah. For, like, the stereotypical, like, Tumblr person that people seem to, that meme on, you know?
It's
like,
so Tumblr core that it's painful.
Yeah, and it's...
Like
at first, I was kind of like, you know... Giving it the benefit of the doubt, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I really tried.
You know, okay,
I
starting
really
out kind of edgy. And I was like, oh, I don't want to, like, immediately be, like, against, like, shitting on this game when I like, the art is amazing.
It looks amazing.
And I've heard, like, the reviews on
it's
Steam are overwhelmingly positive. So I'm like, it's gotta be a good game. Like, it's gotta be. But, like, so far, it's just been obnoxious. God damn it, motherfucker, I fucked this whole thing. Shit.
Yeah.
Gotta do it all over again. This is gonna take a minute.
Yeah, it is.
I was sloppy for a second and fucked up.
But, all of the characters in the game are just fucking insufferable Tumblr core tropes. The main girl is, like, she's bisexual, and she dropped out of college because she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, and she's super edgy, and she's always quipping, and you're like, oh my fucking god, dude, shut the fuck up.
She's pretty
She's always saying some dumb, edgy bullshit, and you're just like, I just want to fucking punch you in the face.
And, like, I get that that's kind of the point of the character,
yeah,
you know?
I get that that's
But they're not doing it in a way to make you not dislike her.
She's not lovable at all. It just comes across as obnoxious. The most fun thing about the game is for me, because it's all fucking dialogue based, and I know Victor's not gonna sit there and read a whole dialogue based game, so I read all the dialogue for him.
You make the characters sound way more pleasant than they should sound.
The most fun part of this game is there's a Fox character, and I just scream all of his lines basically, and that's the most fun I have reading these characters.
He's gay.
It's just screaming this one stupid obnoxious gay character's lines. That's the most endearing character in the game for me, because I get to yell.
But he's only endearing because you do a funny voice.
Because I do a stupid
and
voice
otherwise,
for him.
he would just be another shitty character. And, like, the characters are getting more fleshed out, but then it's like, what I wonder at this point of the game is how long until this becomes tolerable?
Yeah.
Like, how much time? Because, you know, the story's going somewhere.
It
but,
is.
Like,
this
is
really
the problem
early in the game,
this was a Kickstarter,
they find an
right?
arm. Like, they find an arm just hanging out, like, within the first, like, 30 minutes of the game. So you know,
but it's
there's
not a
some
good
sort
hook,
of underlying...
you know?
Yeah, it's
the
not.
arm is not a hook.
It's super played down, like,
I'm
whatever,
wondering-
it's just a fucking severed arm, who cares?
Like, is this the problem with fucking Kickstarted material, where, like, normally a story has to start off with a compelling hook.
It has, like,
you know?
a proof of concept.
It has to get you invested, and this is almost operating under the assumption that, like, okay, you already know this is going to be a good game. Deal with the fact that it's boring right now, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
you've already been so hyped that you're gonna slog through all the fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And so there's... If I didn't know that it had good reviews, you know, if I didn't somehow trust that it's gonna get better, I would think this is the most boring story I've ever had to sit through, you know? Because we've been playing for, like, fucking 5 hours or something. Like, maybe more than that.
I don't think it's more than 5 hours.
Yeah, something like 5 hours.
It's probably
and
like 4.
It has not, like, we're into chapter 2, like the actual chapter 2, and it has not gotten remotely interesting.
The arguably one of the most offensive.
I don't know what genre it is yet. You know, I don't know if this is gonna be a horror thing or what. Like mystery,
thriller?
I have no idea.
Arguably one of the most offensive thing about the games is the mini game rhythm games you have to play.
Oh my god.
Because they make you play their fucking insufferable in-game songs about how you want to get out of this dead-end town and you're a fucking miserable, young adult and you don't want to get stuck here and you're like, "Oh my god, I fucking get it. I get it. Die anywhere but here. I got it. Thank you. Yes."
Yeah. And, like, it's, it's playing that up, like, it's kind of parodying itself, but then it also is shitty,
But,
you know?
yeah, it's not parody, it's not really a parody if it's what you are.
Yeah.
And that is what this game is right now.
And then it's not like Undertale, where the music is really great and you have to do little rhythm games. Like, the music sucks. Like, it's terrible music.
It's awful.
It's purposefully awful music. So how am I supposed to get invested in this just garbage product so far?
It's very hard. Because none of the characters are likable, none of the music is any good. The only thing you have going for you is that you get to look at this really pretty game.
Yeah. And so far, it's like, it's not elevating itself beyond a book with pictures, you know?
Right.
Like, if you're gonna do a video game, you've got to kind of, like, you have to use music and art to your advantage to make it mean something that's more than just
Something
reading
you
a book.
can't-
and so far, it's not better than, like, this would be way better as a webcomic than it is as a video game. Because everything would go by way faster.
Yeah. You can just flip through the dialogue at a more rapid pace and you could get through it.
That might be the problem with the story, is that it's written like a webcomic where it's meant to go on forever, like, and you're meant to assume that it's gonna, like...
Be going for a while.
And you're supposed to read a page a day, so it's not super, like, problematic. But this is, like, you're meant to sit down and play for hours on end, and it's just fucking boring, and you don't care about anything that's going on. I don't know. I want to say, oh, it's going to get better, but then, like, if it's got these overwhelmingly positive reviews, I'm like, is this just because it's only been played by people who are already fans of the genre?
Is it because people who are super Tumblr core played it and it resonated with them? Because it doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah. I always wonder what this for some reason, any artistic medium, the main girl is always, like, some fucking shithead, you know? It's always some edgy girl who, like, doesn't fit in with society and fucking doesn't give a fuck about authority and she has to do her own thing and stuff. And it's just like, it's just this... Somehow this character fucking sucks. And it's, like, always the main character in these, like, female-centric stories. And it's weird. Is it just because, like, girls who become artists tend to fit into that archetype or something? So, like, that's how they're writing their characters? Is this story even written by a girl? Or is it written by a guy who's just kind of, like, assuming this is what girls are like, you know? I don't know.
I assume
that's what fucking it's the same character, almost the same character as, like, fucking Girl Boss in, like, these shitty girl shows.
Well, this game is literally just Life is Strange, but with animals.
Fucking Life is Strange.
That's
just
all
the
this game
worst
is
character
right now.
ever. Yes, it's literally Life is Strange with animals.
The main girl is Chloe. She's just as intolerable as Chloe.
Same exact personality.
It's the same. It's quite infuriating. So I really hope that gets better, because I already spent the $20, so hope that
It just depends on if the character actually grows and changes, or if they just suck the whole way through, you know?
Hard to say.
Does she become a badass after she learns, you know, how to better herself, or is it just gonna be like, oh, she can't really change, she sucks?
Or does she just fuck around for the entirety of the game?
Does it making her a shithead pay off in the end with a good narrative arc? Who the fuck knows?
It's hard to predict where this is gonna go. But as of right now, I'm not horribly impressed.
Yeah. And it sucks because you paid $20. So, like, I want to keep playing it because you bought it, you know? Like, I want to finish it. Then it's hard to get motivated to play it when it's just like, is anything interesting going to happen in the next several hour session we put into it? Who the fuck knows, you know?
Yeah. And it's not like it's even the kind of thing that we can put up on Digibros, because it's literally all
definitely
reading.
Not. We can't do a Let's Play of it. That's why we were playing it, because we didn't really want to do a Let's Play. We wanted to play something else. I kind of wish we had bought Resident Evil 7 instead. That would have been a lot more fun.
Resident Evil would have been a really good time.
Especially because we had that one day to kind of get like our fix for like enjoying a game, and that was not the right game to play for that. You know? Like we still had fun.
It was still fun.
We would have gotten way more of a faster
it would have been
payoff.
A lot more.
You know?
It
we had played Resident Evil, and I really want to play that game. So
it's super dope.
Yeah, but I was like, all right, well, you know, the Night in the Woods looked beautiful, and I figured it was gonna be like immediately charming and have great characters, you know.
And it does.
So like I was excited to play the game. It is a game I was interested in, and the only way I'd ever played is if I played it with you, you know.
Because it's too much reading for the Victor.
It's definitely, by this point, it's too much reading. Like, it's not interesting enough that I could read it without you reading it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I would be drifting off mid-sentence. It would not be able to hold my attention, you know?
If I wasn't,
I can read, you know, if it's a good story. Like, there are some things. I've sat down and read, like, you know, I read this whole screenplay for the movie that I was a part of, and like I read it all in one sitting, fucking blew through it because it was good, you know. I was interested the whole time. That's my main problem with books, is that if I'm not interested, I can't even finish a sentence. Like I have to read the sentences more than one time, time
singular,
more than once. I have to read the sentences more than once because I get so bored mid-sentence that like I'm drifting off, you know? Like I can't focus for a whole sentence. If there's something bigger on my mind, I can't read because like I can't.
Oh my God.
God damn it, why didn't I dodge? Fuck! God, it's gonna send me all the way back.
Yeah.
This is a tough gauntlet, man. It's just because I die in one hit.
Yeah.
I need better armor and this would be way easier.
But the only thing that makes the game even tolerable is the fact that I try to make it interesting and read all the characters in different voices.
Yes.
If I was just sitting there reading it like to myself and not out loud, I would be bored. I would just be like, fuck these guys.
Yeah. Certainly doesn't feel worth $20 yet.
No, it doesn't.
And then, like, how long is it even gonna be, you know?
I have
like,
no
how,
idea.
It'll probably be, like, 5 chapters, at most. We've already beat one. Probably close to being done with the second one.
I think we're probably,
And nothing's fucking happened yet.
Close to the end of chapter 2.
Like, there's been some development with one of the characters that's okay, but then it's just like, well, they still suck.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, cool, I guess.
God, this is gonna be a whole episode of me just trying to do this.
Yep, sure is.
I mean, it's at least a cool challenge. I enjoy playing this over and over again. It's not must be insufferable to watch. Do.
But yeah, so Night in the Woods, don't necessarily recommend.
Would not recommend at this point. Maybe we'll finish the game and be like, oh, it turned out it was a masterpiece. Oops.
Maybe it will turn out that all the characters take an amazing turn for the better and it's fantastic.
I kind of fucking seriously doubt it.
I really don't know how they'd pull that one out of their ass.
Oof.
Speaking of pulling things out of your ass, we watched the first episode of the Junji Ito anime.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
I
feel so bad because you love Junji Ito and that anime is so terrible.
They made a hell of a choice for the first episode. They chose, like, a random part of Soichi's diary for the first episode. The guy that got to play Soichi sounds like a 30-year-old man pretending to be a 15-year-old boy. It's fucking weird.
Like,
it's not creepy in a good way. It's creepy in the way you don't want it to be. It's creepy in, like, a way that it's like, why would anyone choose this?
It sucks. It's very bad.
And, like, Junji Ito, his artwork, it's just like Berserk, where it's so detailed, there's so much shading, everything looks best in black and white, and when you see it in color, it just doesn't have that same punch.
Yeah.
So, like, seeing Soichi in color, you're like, he just looks like some shithead kid. Whatever. Yeah. Who gives a shit? And, like, part of
the horror of Junji Ito is the shock value of like, it kind of looks normal, and then it looks really creepy, you know?
It's
like,
the payoff of, like, getting that panel where he makes that panel, like, the centerfold fucking image. He's put all that time into making it so insanely detailed. And I think part of the appeal of reading the Junji Ito manga is, like, you choose the pace. So if you want to, like, take your time and build the tension to see, because you know that image is coming. Once you've read enough of his stuff, you know the pacing, and you know when you're gonna get that, like, amazing, creepy image, so you can kind of pace yourself to where it's gonna be the most impactful. Whereas with the anime, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Okay. So they spend like 20 minutes of this episode on a portion of like Suichi's diary. It's not even a good episode, like not a good adaptation. It's really boring. It's just Suichi fucking trying to torture everyone around him, but he's just a weak little bitch, and so he ends up like getting bullied and caught in all the middle of this dumb bullshit, and his brother has to come bail him out from like trespassing in some guy's fucking forest. And you're just like, okay, cool. And then the last, like, 3 fucking minutes is Hellish Doll Funeral. Which, as a concept, and in Junji Ito's actual, I haven't read it, but I'm sure in his actual, you know, like, as a one-shot, I'm sure it's really cool. But they spend, like, 3 minutes, and they just set up, like, oh, everyone's children in this town, they were for some reason slowly turning into dolls.
Yeah, it was
and then
weird.
Once they become a doll, the family has to, you know, have a pyre for them and like set them on fire as a funeral. But this family, their daughter turns into a doll and they don't want to set her on fire. So she just starts decomposing more and more every day, and then they like show her kind of slowly decomposing, and then they just cut to this shot of her looking like a big, weird, long head doll monster that's all like decrepit and shit, and the episode ends.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. I guess that was the Junji Ito anime. Very clean, I guess. And then like the music they chose is a fucking mess. Tonally, it doesn't sound or feel anything like a Junji Ito manga would inspire. The ending especially is like this light little fucking J-pop song.
Yeah.
And it's literally just a picture of a actual forest, and then they just take grabs of Suichi and the doll girl, and they just like intermittently pop out from behind the trees. And you're like, really? Are you fucking kidding me, man?
Check it out. Now you drop the guy's scale into the lake. Yeah.
There he goes.
And now you can go through the lightning place without getting struck by lightning all the time.
Very clean.
Yeah.
So, all this, I was just, you know, I was just curious. I did not expect this to be good. But on Mal, everybody had been talking about it relatively favorably, which I should have known better, because everyone on Mal has shit opinions anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's fucking shit. Don't watch it. Even if you haven't read any Junji Ito, don't watch it. It's not a fucking good horror adaptation.
Yeah.
It
The
sucks.
biggest shame here is that Junji Ito's been picking up a lot of steam lately with people talking about him on YouTube and stuff, and like he's gotten a lot bigger underground, you know?
Yeah.
So this would have been a really great time to put out a banging
really, like,
Junji Ito anime, you know? And now everyone who's gotten really hyped about Junji Ito is seeing this coming out and being like, oh man, Junji Ito, oh yeah, everyone talks about that. Now I'll finally get to enjoy Junji Ito, and then they're gonna go like, oh, this is retarded. What the fuck? You're like, this is what's been overhyped for me?
Completely different experience. And I mean, it comes on the coattails of getting the Shiver anthology for Christmas and just finishing reading that. And like, all the stories in the anthology are so cool, especially Long Dream, which I told Victor he needs to read, but Long Dream is really dope if you ever get a chance to read it. But all the stories are so good, and then this fucking anime comes out and you're just like,
It was pretty gay. Pretty bad.
Hate everyone. Forever.
Pretty bad. It was bad.
It's fucking
It was
awful,
pretty bad.
actually. It's pretty fucking bad. It makes me want to die.
Oh man, what else did we watch from this current season?
We watched an episode of Pop Team Epic.
That was a fucking nightmare. That was an absolute nightmare.
Shit was very strange.
Shit was hitting the fan hard. Very hard.
Very, another thing that I think works better as a comic.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Pop Team Epic comics on Tumblr, and some of them seem pretty funny. But then watching it animated, I just feel like I'm having a seizure.
Yeah, they very much went for literally animating 4-Koma comics, like, without expanding on it a whole lot, it seems. They were just a
Yeah.
nightmare. I think that's what they were going for, but it was like, oh my god, Jesus Christ.
They wanted it to be a nightmare for sure, but just because you wanted it to be that way doesn't mean it's tolerable.
And I had the fantastic intended effect of I didn't know what Hope was putting on. I just told her surprise me with something, and she put it on, and it starts off with like the misdirect of being a normal anime before it cuts in. So like I completely fell for it.
Yeah,
and was just like, oh, what is this? Oh, we haven't watched Moe stuff in a while. Huh. Wow, what's going on with that? I wonder what this is all about. And then it's like, oh wait, this is a fucking nightmare. Oh god,
it's actually
this is a meme compilation.
Nightmare.
Jesus,
It's just a meme compilation.
it was very much like a Vine compilation.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
And then there's fucking the weird ass time shenanigans kidnap show. That show's a fucking clusterfuck. That's a whole bunch of fun.
That is it could be horrible or
I think
it could be interesting.
it's gonna be the most interesting anime of the season for sure. Will it be good? I do not know. I really can't say.
The time monster in that show is really cool.
There's a super
The
dope
time demon
fucking
is
CGI
super
time
cool.
monster. Probably the best CGI that's ever
I love
happened in
him.
the universe.
He's great.
There's a cool ass monster. It's
He's
a very
pretty dope.
interesting concept. It's
It
very
is.
like, what the fuck? It seems like it's a new studio trying to make a banger right out the gate. I think they're really trying to make this a banger, and they have no idea if it's like what they're doing at all.
They're totally just putting it out there and seeing what happens.
Because they had like super cool, over the top, edgy opening theme, and then like super sexy, sexualized ending theme.
Yeah, really selling you on how cute the main girl is.
They're like, guys, I know we put her in shorts and a t-shirt, but look
And a lab coat.
look at how fucking ridiculously hot she is when we put her in all this stuff. Yeah, come on, guys, stay on board. We're doing it. This is gonna be sick, dude. This is gonna be fucking sick. Look at that. Look at her ass. Look at them titties.
Ass titties.
Damn, she's
Ass
hot. Fuck.
titties. Yeah. We also watched the first episode of Cardcaptor Sakura Clear
Yeah.
Card Hen.
I think it was neat. It was enjoyable. I don't
Victor
know if it was enjoyable for you as a fan of the show.
Has
I don't
not
know what to look
seen
for.
the original Cardcaptor Sakura, have you?
No,
You haven't, right?
not even an episode.
I very much enjoyed the original Cardcaptor Sakura. I think it's pretty much perfect. It's got the most amazing aesthetic, and it's just so soothing to watch, and it's great.
Hope has a Cardcaptor Sakura tattoo, guys.
I think everybody knows
Yeah,
that.
that's how legit she is about Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah. But, I mean, I didn't dislike this first episode. There are things that I do like about it. There are moments that are very cute and very reminiscent of the original show. I'm not sure where we're going with the clear cards, and I'm not really sure I trust Clamp because they are known for fucking up their own works, and Cardcaptor Sakura is notoriously one of the few manga that they had a ending that the fans actually like enjoyed and felt was a good ending, and they're kind of treading into some weird territory with clear card. But so far, Madhouse has done a pretty nice job. Everything looks really good and is really cute. The music, a lot of it is what is very similar to, if not what was actually used in the original show. But Victor, being fresh eyes on the Cardcaptor series, brought up a really salient point. In that, of course, the original Cardcaptor Sakura was running in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yes. This show is supposed to take place as they're entering middle school because Sakura is just finishing elementary school at the end of the first series. So you can assume, Shaoran is in Hong Kong. And at the end of the first show, he's in Hong Kong taking care of like business with his shit.
He was working hard.
Working hard in Hong Kong. Yeah,
the title of my first album.
He's working hard in Hong Kong. So Shaoran is working hard in Hong Kong, and it's implied at the end of the first show that like he's gonna be there for a while, but he and Sakura still have this bond, and eventually they'll come back together. So at the beginning of Clear Card, like the summer has ended and they're starting middle school, and immediately Shaoran comes back. He's done working hard in Hong Kong. Which was kind of obnoxious to me. I was like, well, that kind of defeats the emotional impact of having to have him go away for a long time, but whatever. But then Sakura is talking to Ariel, who is in England.
Ariel Pink.
Ariel Pink, yes. And Vic is like, wait a second. If the first, like, she's on her phone, and Vic is like, wait a second. Didn't you say that this show ended in like the early 2000s, and this is like a month later? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, how do they have smartphones? And I was like, oh my god!
Sakura's got an iPhone.
They're FaceTiming! Where did they get these fucking smartphones in the year like 2006 if they're immediately continuing from where the first show left off?
Is that where it ended? I thought it ended a lot
That was a rough date.
I thought it was like 90s.
It started in the late 90s and it ended, I think, early 2000s. I could be wrong, but somewhere in that ballpark. Either way, there were not smartphones when this show originally, the first season, ended. Oh, check him out. Oh god, never mind, dead.
No, I cooked him.
Oops. But yeah,
Updraft.
Vic made the very salient point that, where did they get these smartphones?
Yes, in a matter of 3 months. And then the other girl is still using a camcorder.
And then fucking Tomoyo is still using the camcorder from the first series. And I'm like, dude, first of all, she's rich as shit. You think she doesn't have a Sony A7 or some shit? She takes her fucking cinematography very seriously. She wants to capture every moment of Sakura being adorable. You telling me she didn't go out and buy a nice-ass fucking video camera? Are you kidding me? She still has this fucking shitty camcorder? I don't think so. I don't think that's what this would be like.
This is
Continuity
true.
errors
Whoa.
in Cardcaptor Sakura.
Guy almost got me.
He did. He almost got you, but he did not.
Got him.
Got him.
I gotta help these boys who were getting attacked on the road.
It's them boys.
Yeah, how long has this episode been?
It's probably been like a fresh
Yeah, because we were talking about the game, and I was beating the guys.
37 minutes.
37 minutes? Alright, we're done with this. Unless you want to keep talking about Cardcaptor Sakura.
No, I just wanted to point out that whole technology thing, 'cause it made me laugh.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I couldn't get that gold bean.
It didn't break the show for me, but it was funny.
It was pretty hilarious. It's pretty hilarious, just like the lack of attention they paid.
They were just like, fuck it, whatever.
Just, doesn't matter. Modernize it, who gives a fuck?
Because you can't, I mean, you know, whatever. Sure, Madhouse, go for it. I mean, as long as you do everything else right, I guess it's not not that big of a deal.
I need to go back and watch the newer seasons of Hajime no Ippo and see if they do the same thing, 'cause that would be pretty funny.
They modernize Hajime no Ippo.
Alright, guys, see ya!
Bye!